An auto repair shop is concerned about the reliability of its brake lathe. A lathe is a rotating piece of equipment used in restoring parts. The shop's owner measured rotations per minute (RPM) at various times over the course of a month, and these were his measurements. So I count them. I believe there's 15 measurements here. That's actually, maybe I didn't count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. There are 15 measurements. And because that's an odd number, right? I know that there is going to be a median. So, well, there's always a median, but there's just going to be a particular value we've got in the middle. So 1, so that's going to be the one in the middle. So 7, and then 1 in the middle. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is not the median. Oh, it's the same. This should be the median. So on each side of this, should have 7 values, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I've just identified two things, right? It's the median of the data set, and it's also Q2, the end of the second quartile. I can also see pretty easily the minimum value in my data set, and I can also see the maximum value. It's 291. And let's see, we need to find the median of the, I guess, lower half of the data. So on that, there's 7 data points, so that should be 3 and 3. So this is the median of the lower half, or actually it's quartile 1, and then over here, this number should be quartile 2. So it says on grid paper, draw a combination histogram and box plot. So I'm going to start by, you can see I've got to run from 250 to 291. So trying to make best use of the paper that I have here. So I'm going to go ahead and let me grab a ruler. And let's set this up so that I'll just draw a number line along here. And I'm going to start this right about here, and I'll make this 250. And then I guess I'll skip 2 and make this 260. Skip 2, this is going to be 270, 280, and 290. That's pretty small. Let me say every 4. It doesn't really matter, right? So I'm going to say that this is 260. So this is the 255. So this would be 270. I'll make this one 280, and I'll make this one 290. Hey, we're just doing homework here. That's all. So I know my minimum value is at 250, so I'll put a line at 250. That's my minimum. Q1 was 253, so here's 255. So 253, 1, 2, 3, 4, 253 is about here. And then my median was at 257. My goodness, look at this, 257. So 255, it's right about here. Quartile 2 is at 263, 263, which is about here. And this other point, this 291, and that's got to be an outlier. So let's draw the 291. Okay, so this, without thinking about a modified box plot, I'm just including the outlier there. This is my histogram, and I like it. I can see a lot of things from this. You can see that we've got the minimum value, we've got Q1, we've got the median value, we've got Q3, and we've got the max. And those values, it's nice to write the numbers down, but they're right here on the same page for me, so I can look up and see them. I have a reference. Okay, so now I need to create a histogram for this, and I've got 15 values, so I'm thinking I want maybe 4 bins for these numbers, 4 bins. And if I'm going from 250 to 290, that's a jump of about 40, right? 250, 60, 70, 80, 90, 40, about 40. And if I make each of my bins 10 units long, well, except that 291 is not going to fit in that last bin, is it? I think I'm going to do it anyways. So I'm going to say here is the 250, and here is the 260, and here's the 270, here's the 280, and here's the 290. So what I've got here is the a line where I'm going to construct the bins that'll collect this data. So one of the bins is going to be from that range of numbers. So it's going to be from 250 up to but not including 260. The next one's going to be from 260 up to but not including the 270. And then finally we're going to go from 270 up to but not including the 280. And then from 280 up to but not including the 290. So those are my 1, 2, 3, 4 bins. Now it's a matter of kind of calculating how many are in there. So up to 260, oh, that's a big bin. So 260 would be this. So I've got, if I'm just, let me check it off with this color marker. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 values that go in that first bin. So I haven't scaled this yet up, but let's see if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll work fine. So this is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this first one's going from 250 to 260. So this represents my first bin, and it's got 10 values in it, or it's the first bar on the histogram. The next one's going from, let's see, it goes from 260 up to but not including 270, and that only has 1, 2, 3 values in it. So that's going to be in between the 2 and the 4. So this would be 3 values for this. The next bin, let's see, it goes from 270 up to 280. I've only got the number 270, right? So that would go up to the next one. So that's only 1 value right here. And then I've done a terrible job, really, because the last one really should go, let's see, it should really go over to here. And it only has a single value in it also. So there you go. That's me just sketching my box plot and a histogram for this. Now it says describe the center, shape, and spread and outlier. So I can see that this has, I would say, I think 290 is an outlier. And because of that, I would probably not describe the center using the mean. I would say that the center is at, the median was 257, is at about 257. I think that's the median. And I think that's a better description of the center of that data. What else we got? Spread. So I could say the range, because this is actually a 290. This is 291. The range is what, 41. The range is, what is it? It's 291 minus 250, which is about 41. And then the interquartile range, which I can also use to kind of describe the spread of the data. The IQR is from 263. It's like 263 minus 253. I don't know why I wrote 663. 263 minus, so that's about, which is 10 units. Good. And they are referring us back to question 44, but I'm not going to go back to it. When reporting the center of this data, or typical RPM, which would be a more appropriate, the mean or the median? Why? And we already said this, right? We said the median. It'd be nice if I could spell that correctly, especially because it's on this page. Median is a better typical value because of the presence of an outlier. All right, that's it.